So I was listening to just a video a few minutes ago, and it was talking about how social media actually can lead to depression, and it can also mess up your attention span. And it's mainly because you're constantly being fragmented from reality. So you're living life, and then all of a sudden you gotta check your phone because there could be a text message or something, um, or there could be a notification, or somebody could like your video or something like that, or give you a heart or something. And I just started to think about that I mainly I I think at a deep level, well, not too deep, but like probably mid level, I sort of have always known that about social media, and I probably have always had a decent, healthy amount of distrust for like Zuckerberg in general. It's just something about him. He just always creeped me out. So I just felt like if I was ever going to be on social media, it was going to be how I actually feel, and but it it wasn't ever gonna matter. So I was always gonna be able to like delete the profile or delete any of the stuff because it's not really real. It's just it's how people want to be perceived as real. And you know this because like everybody's edge up is always amazing. uh Nobody's got any pimples, you know. Line, all everybody's makeup is always pristine. It's always the best pictures, the best whatever. Nobody's ever really talking about like just general stuff like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, doing a number two. Like nobody does a number two. Have you ever noticed that? I'm just saying. I know it's sort of disgusting, but I'm just saying like nobody does a number two on social media. You know, nobody farts. Nobody's coughing. They'll edit a in a heartbeat. Any type of small little break or pause in the video, they'll just edit it out mainly because they want to keep your attention span as long as possible. Forget that. Like for me, I think I've pretty much any time I've gotten on social media, it's been about how I actually feel about a situation. And I I've always wanted I'm pretty much always sort of like in the middle of stuff. Like for instance, when it comes to abortion, right? There's some people that are like, absolutely not. You never have an abortion. Never. And then some people are like, 100% you can have an abortion whenever you feel like it at any time. And see, for me, that's that crazy stuff. And that's crazy stuff. It's like some people say, oh, it's my body. Some people are like, oh, that's a life. So here's the deal. Do, do you think that a rapist should have a child born, after they just raped a person? And then that lady should just be able to have, or should have to have that child and birth that child and raise that child. And then, like, say the woman has a husband and he has to see that child every day, knowing full well that that's a rapist's child, the person that raped this woman. That don't make sense. But at the same time, you mean to tell me that you think it makes sense that you could post birth, meaning like somebody's born and then they get aborted? How do you abort something that's already alive? You see what I'm saying? It just like that's how I know most people, they don't really think about this stuff. They just listen to whatever. And this is just an example of how I feel when it comes to anything that's on social media or anything that's in the news or anything that's anywhere, really. It's like people just don't sit back and think for a second. Like, why would I be a part of a party, you know, like either way? Why would I want to be a part of, like, even associated with a government per se? Like, why would I want to be associated with um, anything that's not supporting you? Like, if it's not supporting you, why are you supporting it? If you don't have ownership of it or control of it, and you're not getting some type of profit from it, actual profit from it, why are you spending your time with it? So for me, I just focus on stuff that might actually profit me. Now, some things take a little bit of time to develop so that way they can profit you. And this is where, like, I have a YouTube channel. Well, I have few YouTube channels, and I just build those things up because I feel like eventually down the road, because of the way that I am naturally, it's going to be profitable just because everything that I mainly get involved in, it becomes profitable. And the reason why it eventually becomes profitable is because I stick with it. Like anything in life, like if you stick with something, it doesn't really matter how long, really, but as long as you stick with it, you're going to get good at it. And when you start getting good at something, you're going to start figuring out, like, okay, how can I make this profitable for me? Because you don't want to just do that stuff for free. Nobody wants to do nothing for free. I don't care what people say. Oh yeah, I would do that stuff. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, you got to pay bills. Unless you make it a situation where you don't have no bills, which, that's the dream. But you see what I'm saying? So, but the thing with this whole social media thing is that it doesn't give you enough time to focus because you're constantly being bombarded by all this mess all day long. And that's all it is. It's just, I say probably at least 85%, if not more, is just straight trash, garbage, nothing. But it's just something that is like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? What's that? What's that down there? What's you know what I'm saying? And so you're squirreling all day, and you don't even know. And then somebody asks you, like, what did you do today? And you're like, oh, it's the same thing. Same thing, bro. You just looked at like 20,000 different advertisements and shows and all types of news or whatever like that. And you mean to tell me you didn't get nothing from today? You mean to tell me your whole feed was just the same old, same old? But you just got hit with, like, you know what I'm saying? All that? No, dude, social media is messing you up. For real. So, what I would recommend is just be real with yourself. You know? Just be real with yourself and just sit back and think for a second. Do I need social media to validate who I am? Like, I'll tell you straight up. Like today, I was just watering the garden. Why? Because, you know, I don't really want to go buy spinach or kale when I could just get some seeds, put it in the ground for like $2, and I get, like, I don't know, like 300 seeds. Each one of those is going to be a plant potentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, but or I could go to the store and buy like one plant of kale for like $3, $4, $5. It don't make no sense. And you don't even get the full plant. Stuff's crazy. What I'm getting at is I just do stuff that makes me happy, makes me, excited about living. So that's what I did today. I also worked out on arms. Why? Because I want to get stronger and, I want to look better. You know what I'm saying? It's, vanity. Okay, whatever. Everybody's got vices. But it's really just for me personally. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not also to be like, yeah, I got some muscles over here too. But I mean, honestly, uh, you should always want to be better. That should be a given. You should want to get better and be better. That's a natural thing in life. But you're not going to get better and be better if your attention span is always everywhere and you don't have no focus, no discipline, no drive. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make any sense. You're not going to be nowhere. So I recommend that you take the time to like if you can't control it, you should you can pull out of the matrix for a few times, a few days, and just be like, I'm not looking at the crap. I don't care. Like at my job, there's a lot of people. Now, some people they're like workaholics, and I think this is sort of the same type of person. A workaholic, like somebody that goes to the job and gotta keep working, 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 working because they want validation from other people. Me personally, I don't need that. So, at the end of the day, I'm done. Like I get to work at one time and I leave. And from the time that I get there to the time that I'm about to leave, I work, right? But I'm not working after that. And I'm not working before that. You know why? Because I got self validation. So I do my job the best that I can do. And that's always going to be better than everybody else. Why? Because I have pride in myself and my work. But I'm not about to, if you feel like you can be better than me and you got to work like 14, 15, 16-hour days, go right ahead. Because I'm not going to do that. That's because people need somebody else's validation. That's the same thing when it comes to you with social media. You might need other people's validation. And I'm not going to sit here and say that we don't need people to we don't need a social fabric like people saying, people saying that you're great or you're awesome or giving you some type of motivation or saying that you can be somebody or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We all need that type of stuff because we're social creatures. So we do need that to a degree. But you also got to be able to be like, I got this. I feel good with myself. I feel good about myself. I feel good about my ears. I feel good about my nose. I feel good about, my eyes. I feel good about my no hairline, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel good about me. And a lot of you that's on the social media, y'all don't feel good about you. And the reason why you don't feel good about you is really primarily because you got low self-esteem that has been developed by some very, well, I wouldn't say developed. It's been, the low self-esteem has been exacerbated, I think that's the word, or just like heightened from some very wise and wickedly wise, powerful social media companies and tech companies. But at the end of the day though, the door was opened by you. So you personally was like, yeah, social media company, go ahead and take advantage of my weaknesses by me wanting to be validated. right? You can't do that. So what you need to do as a human being is you need to say, forget you. forget forget being all glad. You know nobody is living that type of life all the time, man. Come on, things get dirty. You know, things don't look right. Man, no female looking that good all the time. Come on. Food is not looking. Come on, you don't have no gourmet chef every single day. You think you driving are you driving the Bugatti, man? No, you're not driving no Bugatti. And even if you do have a Bugatti, man, that's probably rented. And if it's not rented, you're dumb. If you own a Bugatti, like why? And then if you got the Bugatti and you own the thing, you mean to tell me that the thing never gets dirty? You mean to tell me it's always vacuumed 24/7 all the time? Come on, man. That might be an investment. You could have it on the showroom floor and people might take videos with it and stuff like that. That could be a good play, but you're not going to own that crap unless you got bukus. And some people might, but not if you're looking at my video right now. You got no If you're looking at this video, you know you don't got bukus. You have a social media problem, an issue. And you know what? You can solve it. You can fix it. And the way that you start to solve it and you start to fix it is you got to start to look dead in the mirror and look at yourself. And you need to start to get to know and love yourself. And so, yeah, I think that's a good way to stop. Just get to know yourself, man. Man and woman, look in the mirror and say, man, I love myself. I'm about to say it right now. Man, I love myself. You be like, come on. I love myself. I feel great about myself. And I don't need no validation. So if nobody puts a like on this video, guess what? It's still going on YouTube. And I don't really care if y'all like it or don't like it or share it or don't share it. It doesn't matter. This thing could get 0 views for all I care. But guess who's going to view it at least once? Me. And guess who's going to like that thing first? Me. And if I have another channel, I'm going to like that one. I'm going to like it again. You know why? Because I like it. You hear me? And for anybody that's like, oh, you liking your own videos, man, that's clout. That's cap. And and I don't care. You see what I'm saying? Just love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get to know yourself. Have some knowledge of yourself. And once you get to know yourself and you start to love yourself, you'll start to realize like who your enemy is too and who your enemies really are. And you'll find out that the first and number one enemy that you have to your rise and your success is yourself. And once you start to realize that the only issue that you have is really yourself, that's the main problem is yourself. Man, ain't nobody stopping you. Ain't nobody better than you. Ain't nobody greater than you once you realize that it's you that's stopping you. That's it. Ain't nobody stopping you besides you. You're the limitation. That's it. Nobody outside of you is, but you know why? Because you're the only you that will ever be. And you're the only you that has ever been and will ever be, ever was, forever. You're unique, you know? And I'm unique. Man, ain't nobody stopping me. No. So with that being said, I hope that you have a very successful, peaceful, prosperous day. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? I got much love for you because I know you got much love for me because I gave you this message and I gave you some value. Man, you've been rocking with me for I don't know how long this video is, but I'm just letting you know I got love for you and I hope that you're successful. So with that being said, yeah, peace, one love. And I really hope that you have a great, great, successful day, week, month, year, and life. Peace.